Hello, my fellow Nigerians. This is what we are saying. Yoruba people, they leave what they're supposed to do. They are doing another thing. They say, Yoruba Ronu. They should think. That is what they did when the Fulanis took Ilorin from them. Even though they cannot take Ilorin back again, at least they should not allow the Fulanis again to come and take the remaining land that they have. They're supposed to think and do the needful. The song that went viral then, that Yoruba should Ronu, because wọ́n fi ẹ̀tẹ́ lẹ̀ wọ́n wá ń pa làpálàpá. We would remember the great hire purchase dealer Awolowo at a time in Ikare and its environment had a paper industry owned by Apostle Oladunni, motor vehicle garage, and a tomato factory owned by Adura brothers. It was the best of times. Immediately after this era, there was a deluge which was fatal. It drowned everybody, as there was no Ark of Covenant to rescue anybody. It was the worst times. The Igbo traders are taking over Akoko in an unrelenting pace. How they are able to do this will be made known in this piece. General Adebayo complained about the dying industries in the western region and the death of merchants and industrialists. In the past, you had top-notch businessmen in all nooks and crannies of Yoruba lands. I have mentioned those from Akoko at Owo. You had the Fagboye Guns and the Awolowo Joyes. In Akure, you could count Fagbemigbe and Agbeyewa. Some people in Akure whose brain went on errand burnt their factories and stores during the 1983 election riots. Many houses and businesses places were burnt in Ikare at the time. There was none of such in Ikene, the hometown of the sage Obafemi Awolowo and boss of the Unity Party of Nigeria, whose townsman, Chief Kehinde Sofola San, was Attorney General of the Federation in the NPN government then. Different people with different perceptions. We had S.B. Bakare, Chief Omoli, and Chief Ajanaku in Ilesha, Alhaji Ina Olaji in Ikire. In Ibadan, we had too many to recount. Started with Chief T.A. Oni and Alhaji Odutola. Where do you end? We had Chiefs Adamu, Amoje, and Alata in Oyo axis. We do know that the Ikorodu Trading Company was owned by Alhaji S.O. Badamashi. It produces clothes, pants, and bags right from the mid-1940s. In Ijebu axis, let us count Chief Odutola, Osunusi, and Oropo. Our Remo carpet is gone. In Abeokuta, you had Akin Olubade or Baba Alabukun powder, whose products Alabukun powder had survived for more than 100 years. Illusion. Even in Oyo State, where are the Oni and Sons, road construction giants of in Ile-Ife? Where is bottled wine factory? where our transporters, Yaro Agbeti and Sons, where are the Ijiwoye stores and Mefia hotels, where are the cocoa merchants and their stores. They have become history as the town has lost its leadership in being the largest cocoa producer in that part of Old Western region. What of its neighbors, Ilesha, that used to boast of several factories like nails and wire, breweries, all are now ghosts of their former selves, as were too many to mention. Even in Lagos, where is S.L. Edu, Adeyemi Lawson, Chris Ogubanjo, Pajemirokun, who brought rank Xerox to Nigeria, Mobolaji Bankantoni, Mr. Ajao, the aware man of Ajao Estate, too numerous to mention. You might ask why I didn't include MKO Abiola. He was a small boy when those I mentioned were millionaires in pounds and sterling. When General Adebayo said Lagos renewal would drop by about 60%, if the Igbo in Lagos stopped paying taxes, yeah, he was right. They have taken over all the markets in Lagos, including Oyingbo, Orile, and Teju-Osho, of which they were in recent past marginal players. There are 27 major markets in Lagos, including the Computer Village, and they are in charge of all. The Igbomina from Kwara State, prominent in Orile, Iron Rod, and building materials, market, and Lagos Island are now thinning off the skin. Their children have gone to school and are not ready to continue with the trade. You see, this is what we are saying. The Igbo are buying properties on a continuous basis, including family houses on Lagos Island. They convert them to shops and warehouse. Already in Ile-Ife, we watched Igbos buying up our parents' their building, turning them into multi-story buildings containing shops, while our ballets looked unconcerned. Go to Ibadan, Ilesha, Ado-Ekiti, and our major Yoruba towns. The story is very much the same. They now own Olodi Apapa, Amuwo Odofin, Volkswagen, Okoko, and Alaba. They are leaders in property ownership in new areas like Lekki, Phase 1 and 2, to Victoria Garden City and Aja. The industrial estate set up under the Awolowo government in Ikeja, Ilupeju, and Apapa, etc., are on life support. The empty factories have been sold to Pentecostal churches. They are now using for casting and building witches and wizards. Binding witches and wizards. Imagine enemies we cannot see. Churches have taken over the land, spanning from Lagos to my friend's Guru Maharaj. Enclave at kilometer 14, Lagos Ibadan Expressway to Ibadan. I had thought there should be areas reserved for industries like I see in Sheffield and Birmingham. The Igbo were given £20 each after the war in 1970 to start a new life. 5 years later, in 1975, Ekene Dilichukwu and 250 luxurious buses. At that time, they had resumed their land leadership of a business in Nigeria. I have gone through the nook and crannies of Igbo land, and I am amazed at the things they had done for themselves. The big and beautiful houses and the mighty cathedrals that dot their villages cannot be found elsewhere in Nigeria. I have been to Onitsha, Awka, Nnewi, Owerri, Enugu, Umuahia, Orlu, Isikwatọ, Oguta, Okigwe, Abriba, Arochukwu, Ikwere, Nkwere, Amaigbo, the town of Dick Tiger, and Abakaliki recently transformed to a beautiful city by visionary engineer Umahi, former governor of Ebonyi State, now Minister of Works. Anambra is a state of millionaires and billionaires, shrewd businessmen that are ready. Area and Onitsha markets are international markets alive every day. Nnewi is now better described as an industrial estate and Nigerian China. The only thing they cannot fabricate is the human body. Every story buildings in an industry is an industry and a warehouse. The Igbo account for about 65% of Nigeria's import and export business. I was at a redeem camp with a friend 3 years ago for an event. We concluded at 4:00 a.m. and we had to wait till 6 p.m. to leave the camp. At the gate, we could count over 400 luxurious buses entering Lagos from all parts of Nigeria. These are Igbo traders coming to buy goods. They would return to their bases the night of the same day. The scenario is the worry of General Adebayo. He felt his people had been left behind. What has helped the Igbo is this thing called apprenticeship. They tell a Yoruba, Edo or Delta boy to go and learn a trade in Lagos, which would entail sleeping in the store. His mother will withdraw him after the first month. The child I suffered to born, sleeping in a store, not when I'm alive. In all those stores along Ikorodu Road in Lagos, there are Igbo boys sleeping in them. They wake up as early as 4:30 a.m. to clean up and then wait for the day's business. Madam of the house will send breakfast to them. The oga will buy lunch for them, and that is all. Our own children who live with the master at home would want to claim equal rights with the children of the oga. If oga's wife tells them that they would have a dinner without meat, as the only meat in the pot would be given to the master, hell would be let loose. Kilo mean? What do you mean? A máa ń pín ẹran yìí jẹ ni o. We must share that meat for everybody. What impudence, but it is real. The Igbo boy would live in that store for 5 to 7 years with patience and endurance. He would learn the ropes. There is always an agreement on the terms and the conditions of service at the beginning. It involves settlement. At the end of the apprenticeship, the oga will give him a huge sum of money to start his own trade. In the alternative, he will rent a shop for him and nurture it for him until it is self-sustaining. Among the Yorubas, this is absent. You will labor without a terminal benefit. You will be left to go empty. It is believed the master had done enough for you by allowing you to learn under him. On the day of the freedom ceremony, you would be expected to go to your master's house with crates of soft drinks, malt drinks, and wines. This is additional to bowls of pounded yam and egusi soup, baptized with chunks of meat. The evening is the award ceremony, where he would be presented with his certificate of service. The apprentice will be made to kneel down in the full glare of those present for up to an hour, if not more than, for counseling. The master would stand over him and pray for him. In the course of doing that, he would ask for a bitter kola and alligator pepper. He would put them in his mouth, chew them, and add gin and guguru to give a paste. The master would now spew it on his head. Rasaki, o ti free nísìnyí o, yóò dára fún ọ, ọmọ yìí kòkó ọ̀rọ̀ mi sí, ọmọ ní kọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹ lẹ́nu, and so on and so forth. You have earned more freedom now. It shall be well with you. My people, see what we are saying. But children of nowadays, they will not have patience and receive the master's prayer that will benefit them in future. They want a quick money, Yahoo, which will not benefit them. My people, what do you suggest on this? Yoruba Ronu, Yoruba Ronu, Yoruba Ronu. In your comment section, give your comments, share, love, subscribe, and like. Thanks and God bless. Amen.